We begin in Gotham City, where we see Batman. He has no intention of giving the Mobius chair back. Hal Jordan is with him at Ace Chemical, the place where the Joker was born. Suddenly, the chair informs Batman that there is a problem with Superman. Superman is fighting Diana, who dodges his blows. Superman demands a real fight. He just wants to know how strong Wonder Woman truly is. She still holds back, and Superman takes advantage of the moment to attack her with his heat vision. Despite this, Diana has no desire to harm him. She wants to help him. What he needs is her patience and her love. When she gets back up, she restrains him with the lasso of truth. Superman tells her that he doesn't need any of that. Meanwhile, outside Argus, Cyborg, Scott, and Jessica are about to infiltrate the facility through the aqueducts. To help them move forward, Big Barda distracts the guards. Further inside, Scott comes across Ultraman and asks him what the Anti-Monitor truly wants. Ultraman, with tears in his eyes, replies that the Anti-Monitor was created to kill every last one of them. That is his sole purpose. Elsewhere, Grail tells her mother that this war is not over. The Anti-Life has a secret, one that will soon be shared with the world. She looks at Steve Trevor, the first man to set foot on Themyscira. She needs him. Meanwhile, Cyborg and Jessica approach Superwoman's cell. Jessica feels uneasy. The ring she carries once belonged to a member of the crime syndicate. The ring becomes excited at the sight of Superwoman. Suddenly, it spirals out of control, declaring that it will no longer remain hidden. Its plan begins now. The ring seizes control of Jessica. Voltham is now in command, and the crime syndicate is reunited once more. Back on Earth, Diana restrains Superman with her lasso of truth, designed to make people confront who they truly are. Wonder Woman asks Superman who he really is. The Man of Steel admits to her that he is Clark Kent. At that moment, Hal and Batman arrive and ask if everything is all right. Fortunately, Diana has managed to bring Superman under control. Batman explains to Diana what happened to Superman on Apocalypse. He then tells Superman that while he may have regained his mind for now, the energy he absorbed is killing him. Meanwhile, after Jessica attacked Cyborg, she enters Superwoman's cell. Superwoman is pregnant, and by the looks of it, she is close to giving birth. Cyborg gets back up and grabs Jessica, attempting to interface with her ring to override it, but the effort fails. The ring unleashes a massive surge of energy against him. Batman realizes the Justice League must be prepared, as someone begins emerging from a cosmic bubble. The creator of the chair, the Anti-Monitor himself, has returned. Mobius is back, and he wants his chair. Meanwhile, at Argus, Scott and Barda reach Superwoman's cell, but she immediately attacks them with her heat vision. Before she can kill them, someone smashes through a wall, telling her that we'll have to wait. It is Owlman. He declares that if they wish to survive, the crime syndicate and the Justice League must work together. Later, Owlman explains that Grail told the Anti-Monitor that if Darkseid were killed, reality itself would collapse. The boundary between gods and men would weaken, breaking certain rules. During this collapse, the Anti-Monitor would be able to free himself from the anti-life equation. Thanks to Superman's new powers, kryptonite no longer affects him. Ultraman begs Owlman to take it away from him. Owlman only asks him for patience. In exchange for kryptonite, the crime syndicate will help defeat Mobius. It's not because they want to save Earth. They want revenge against Mobius for destroying their own world. Diana demands they first release Cyborg and Jessica. Owlman replies that they will do so once Mobius has been defeated. After more arguing, Diana orders Superman to hand over the kryptonite. He gives it to his parallel counterpart, Ultraman, who immediately begins consuming it. Before leaving, Flash asks Hal to keep watch over him. Flash is considering using the Black Racer against Mobius, just as he did against Darkseid, but he isn't entirely sure it will work. Meanwhile, Grid, inhabiting Cyborg's body, has already located Mobius. It's time to move. Back in Gotham, chaos erupts as the Justice League saves civilians. Suddenly, they are struck by a massive blast from Mobius, who reveals he was never hiding. He confronts Batman directly, demanding his chair back, and orders him to step down. Jessica and Hal Jordan attack Mobius, but their efforts fail. Mobius rises and prepares to strike them. Before he can, reinforcements arrive, a squadron of Green Lanterns. They strike Mobius, who, while on the ground, releases a devastating energy sphere, killing several lanterns. Their freed rings immediately begin seeking new bearers. The Amazons arrive, using their own golden lassos against Mobius, but they have no effect. From a distance, Steve Trevor watches. Suddenly, Grail seizes him by the head. Superman and Ultraman launch a joint assault on Mobius, managing to wound him. Superman urges Ultraman to restrain him, but Ultraman refuses, hurling Superman aside. Consumed with vengeance, Ultraman unleashes his full fury on Mobius, making him bleed. He vows to tear him apart piece by piece. Mobius dismisses him effortlessly, placing his hands on Ultraman's chest and killing him. Death has claimed him. Suddenly, the god of Apocalypse himself arrives, along with his army of parademons. Nearby, Superwoman is about to give birth. Grail has taken Steve with her, planning to use him for her ritual. She intends to harness enough power to defeat Mobius and afterward exact vengeance upon the Amazons. According to her, Steve, the first man to set foot on Themyscira, would be the one to either save or destroy the world. Before Marina can tell her daughter that Steve was not truly the first man to step onto Themyscira, Grail kisses him. Marina begs her to stop, but Grail refuses. She has already triggered a profound change within Steve. In Gotham, Lex Luthor faces Mobius and strikes him with his heat vision. Owlman orders Diana to stay away from Superwoman. The birth is imminent. The Messiah is coming. Meanwhile, Lex and Mobius continue their battle. The parademons distract him long enough for Luthor to soar into the skies and deliver a powerful blow, slamming Mobius into the ground. Diana and Owlman continue their heated argument. Batman arrives and tells them that the chair has revealed the truth. The weapon capable of destroying Mobius is Superwoman's child. That is why Mobius wants the chair back. Suddenly, Volthoom attacks Diana and Batman, telling them that after he is done with Mobius, he will finish off the Justice League. We move to the Emerald Realm, which exists inside the Power Ring. Jessica has found Cyborg, and after freeing him, Victor tells her that he will help her regain control of the ring. In Gotham, Lex Luthor continues to battle Mobius and manages to knock him to the ground. Batman, Superman, and Diana stand before him. Diana asks Batman why they consider the baby to be a weapon, and Batman replies that it is because of his father. Barda and Scott argue. She wants to return to Apocalypse to bring that planet under control. Scott refuses, insisting he wants to help the Justice League. After a heated exchange, Barda leaves. The Trinity confronts Mobius. With the guidance of the chair, Batman helps coordinate their attack. Superman suffers under the solar energy of Apocalypse, so he decides it is time to release it. He grabs Mobius and unleashes all the energy at once. The blast hurts them both, but Superman more so. Mobius retaliates with a devastating energy attack. He then goes after Lex Luthor, slamming him into a car and declaring that he will suffer his fate. Grail and Marina arrive in Gotham. Flash senses another death approaching and warns everyone to retreat. Moments later, Superwoman gives birth. Batman, shocked, says she has delivered a child. The time to play has finally arrived. And Grail has not come alone. Someone is behind her. Diana is stunned, and something begins happening to Batman. Steve is now Grail's slave. She commands him for her amusement. But to everyone's surprise, when she orders him to attack, he strikes Mobius instead. The blast of energy is so powerful that it burns him severely, ultimately killing him. Steve is now Grail's new weapon, and he will destroy everyone present. Grail orders him to finish off Diana and the Justice League. Marina pleads with her daughter not to do this. Steve fires a massive energy blast at Diana. When he confronts her directly, he begs her to stop him, but Diana responds that she believes he can stop himself. He admits he is trying but cannot. He prepares to attack her with his heat vision, but Diana grabs his head, forcing the blast to fire in another direction. Grail turns her sights on Batman. Batman tells her that even though she has achieved her goal, she still craves more power. She agrees, declaring she now has a new purpose: the destruction of the Justice League and Apocalypse. She goes after Scott, who was already waiting for her. He manages to bind her with his chains, but before she can break free, the Green Lanterns arrive and form a prison around her. Their efforts prove useless. The axe she wields was forged by Hades. It can cut even a god. With it, she easily shatters her prison. Diana continues fighting Steve, telling him that the anti-life resides within him, just as it did within Mobius. Lex Luthor uses his chains to restrain Steve, intent on killing him once and for all. Superman stops him, reminding him the League does not operate that way. Lex argues that he possesses the Omega effect and could save the world himself. Before Lex can act, Superwoman raises her child, demanding that the god of Apocalypse grant her his strength. The power now belongs to her. The baby is Lex Luthor's son, but not this Lex, rather the Lex of Earth 3, known as Mazes. Like his father, the child can absorb all forms of energy, including that of the gods. Suddenly, Superwoman is struck down by Grail's heat vision. Tired of listening to her, Grail seizes the child to use for herself, absorbing the powers of others. The first victim is Barry Allen. She separates him from the Black Racer. We then learn that this entity was always a conscious being. Grail knows it will not leave until someone dies. It chooses as its next target the one who tried to control it, Flash. The next to lose his power is Shazam. Inside the Emerald Realm, Jessica and Cyborg consider how to help Barry. With everyone distracted outside, Cyborg seizes the moment and helps Jessica regain control of the ring. Jessica then steps in front of the Black Racer, and Death takes her life instead of Flash's. She sacrifices herself to save him. With Jessica dead, the Black Racer departs. Diana declares it is time to end this. Grail counters, saying it will end on her terms. She is Grail, the God Killer, and today all gods will die. Superman retorts that they were never gods. The Justice League launches its attack. Scott urges Batman to ask the chair how to defeat her. Batman responds that Grail followed a prophecy which said the first man to set foot on Themyscira would be the chosen one. But Grail was wrong about Steve. He was not the first. Batman's time has run out. Grail uses the child to strike him. Because of Batman, Grail realizes Steve is not the chosen one. So she reclaims the anti-life equation to bring forth a new birth. Suddenly, Darkseid is reborn. Grail tells him that death was too merciful for him. No one can believe what has just happened. Diana explains that Grail used an ancient Amazon ritual. Darkseid begins his assault, and all they can do is move. The League attacks him together, managing only to slow him down. Batman asks the chair if there is anything they can do, but this time he is suffering. Seeing this, Hal Jordan decides to give him the push he needs to break free from the chair. Hal removes his ring and places it on Batman, who will need all the willpower he can muster. Bruce receives the ring's power, causing a massive explosion of energy. Grail confronts Hal, telling him what he did was brave, but also foolish. More reinforcements arrive. Barda returns, this time with Darkseid's former warriors. Scott is shocked to see her, but Barda immediately joins the fight against Grail. Hal urges Batman to remember what the chair told him, how to stop both Darkseid and Grail. Batman recalls, the two are connected. Owlman interrupts, declaring that Batman has lost, and seizes the Mobius chair for himself. He orders Grid to leave Cyborg's body and transfer into the chair. Together, they depart. Meanwhile, Marina is with Diana, lamenting that she once thought her daughter could control her darkness, only to realize she was wrong. Grail strikes her mother, who urges her to never stop fighting. Marina had always wanted this war. Diana pleads with her to stop. There is no reason left to fight. As Diana faces Grail, the Justice League continues their futile assault against Darkseid. Batman explains that the anti-life equation can control every living being in the universe, or it can be used to control Darkseid. They must separate him from Grail, dispersing the power within him. But only Grail can undo what she has done. Diana restrains her with the lasso of truth. Marina urges Grail to choose good, but Grail refuses. Marina then begs her to choose evil instead, and kill her. Grail's heat vision pierces her mother, then immediately strikes Darkseid. The anti-life is torn from him. Before anyone can react, the equation itself lashes out. Grail and Darkseid vanish along with it. Everyone turns to Jessica. She was thought to be dead, but the life taken by the Black Racer was not hers. It was Volthome's. Jessica, Cruz of Earth, the ring declares, "You have the ability to overcome great fear. Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps." Scott goes to his wife, Big Barda. She regrets her actions, as the price for their help in defeating Grail was her promise to join the Furies. Elsewhere, we see that Grail is still alive. She vows to guide baby Darkseid down the right path. Lex Luthor returns to Apokolips to continue ruling as its god. Before sitting on his throne, he tells Superman that Batman was right. He is dying. The Superman emblem suits Lex Luthor far better. In the Batcave, Hal is with Batman. The Green Lantern asks what the chair told him. Batman replies that when he asked for the Joker's name, the chair answered, "There are 3. He doesn't know how this is possible, but he will find out. And in the vastness of space. In space, Owlman is with Metron. Metron has taught him how to use the power of the chair, but he warns him not to seek too many answers, or his mind will pay the price. Owlman insists that his mind is far stronger than Batman's, that he can process everything. He then commands the chair to reveal the secrets of the universe. Suddenly, strange noises echo around him. Owlman whispers, "He's here." Then, in an instant, there is an explosion. Owlman's body detonates violently, leaving only blood splattered across the Mobius chair, now without a host. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.